Let me first of all welcome to Dominica our chairman, the chairman of the OEC's authority and Prime Minister of Grenada, the Right Honourable Dr. Keith Mitchell, and also the Dr. Didicus Jules, our Director General, and our Ambassador Greg Bowen, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and all of course you, the media, for being here, as always, on an invitation to press briefings and press conferences. I want to place, as I've done before on public record, our deepest appreciation to the Prime Minister and Chairman of the Authority, Dr. Mitchell, for his extraordinary support after the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. The chairman has been in touch with me on a regular basis, on a very regular basis, following up, providing guidance, providing advice, providing suggestions, and providing moral support during these very difficult times. As of course, you know, he had the profound experience with Ivan in 2004, and so he's coming with a very strong experience and knowledge.
And strong battle scars.
And I've been told on strong battle scars, being one of the old guards, you know, in the leadership of the Caribbean. So I've been very grateful for this, but also the mobilization, the self-mobilization of the Grenadian people. You know, there has always been a very strong bond of friendship and special love between Dominica and Grenada, and the people of Grenada demonstrated that after the passage of Tropical Storm Erica, and they continue to do so. So I really want to thank publicly on behalf of the people of Dominica, the generosity of the Prime Minister and the people of Grenada during these difficult times. My friend here, the Director General, has been exceptional. You know, from Thursday afternoon he's been working. You know, I think at one point I thought he was my ambassador to the OECS resident in St. Lucia, because all of his energies and efforts were totally focused on Dominica, and he's been doing so for the last several weeks. And of course, every single Prime Minister, Premier, Chief Minister within the OECS has been in touch with me directly. They provided financial support, they provided supplies, the people have been mobilized. So, you know, this continued to tell us that we're not alone. And the Prime Minister came in there himself, obviously, had a very busy schedule after the Tropical Storm Erica. And he promised once he got back from the UN, he would come to Dominica, and he has kept his promise. He traveled through the West Coast, so he had an appreciation for the damage, and also for the work that we have done as a people in our response to Tropical Storm Erica. We have the 3 bridges up and functioning on the West Coast. Vehicles are using them. You know, we'll be moving to paving the approaches to the bridges on both ends, so that the driving can be a little bit more smooth for those of us who utilize that roadway. The challenge continues with Dominica. As you saw, I was there 2 days ago, visiting with engineers, looking at different options. We have not ruled out any of the options thus far. The more detailed work has to be done because the gorge there is so deep. But that is one challenge. But the greater challenge is to determine how solid the base for the bridges will be. We've cut a road to go down there. Some engineers are of the view that it is too steep and might pose some danger driving down. The others will feel like it can work. So I've asked them, look, you know, sit in the room, speak independently and objectively of the situation, and advise us. Just today I met with an engineer from Trinidad who is associated with the university there, who has indicated that with the University of Maine they can come up with a solution that can address the problem in a matter of two months or so. So we're exploring all options available. We've just taken a decision in the cabinet in an effort to help the economy in Dominica and Delis, that the government would seek to procure some agricultural produce from the farmers there. So we'll be taking the markets to them, rather than they trying to get to the markets and can't get to the markets. in an effort to assist them with their income and their agriculture. The next step is to continue, as we continue to do so, to open up the farm roads, to cause access to the farm, so that work is ongoing. In the Salisbury Heights, the equipment will leave Makushri either today or tomorrow to start clearing the Salisbury Heights. We'll be getting 2 Bailey bridges from Martinique. One will be placed on the Vauxhall area to allow for connection for the farmers in the Heights of Melvin Hall, Kayambok, Vauxhall area. So we are pushing on all fronts. The resettlement of residents will continue. We had a geotechnologist here from Venezuela doing the studies at the various sites we've identified for the permanent resettlement of people. These things will take a little time because you have to ensure that you do it right and you do it properly, and the safety of people always must be paramount and so forth. I just approved a contract yesterday for the design works at Layo, where there's a failure there. Because as you know, we had contracted a loan from the World Bank of $30 million dollars before the storm. So we may either increase the loan amount from the CDB to do the extension towards the Layo, the failure of the road there and the retaining wall. So we've engaged a consulting firm to provide the advice and the design for that retaining wall on the roadway, and that will be tied into the CDB funded project. I know some truckers and some heavy equipment operators have been complaining that they have worked for a few weeks and haven't gotten paid. I just want to say to them that the Ministry of Works did in fact send the request, the contracts, to myself as the Minister of Finance for approval of those contracts. I have sent it back to them because there were some important pieces of information which should have been part of the file. Because in all of this, I keep saying to the people of Dominica, and I want to appeal to the truckers and to the heavy equipment operators, that we all, at every level, must exercise a degree of accountability. And once it is signed by me and approved by me, then payments have to be made. So I have to satisfy myself, as the Minister of Finance, that all of the documents required in law form part of the approval process. So I will be meeting the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Works this afternoon at 3 o'clock to go over these issues and to resolve them today. And hopefully by Monday afternoon, everybody would have gotten paid. Because by then, all of the documents required in law would have been captured, and that there's full transparency and accountability. Because we have to understand that we're working with people's money, okay? And we have to be able to account properly with proper documents the way that we have spent the monies given to us from our partners, our friends, but also from the taxpayers of Dominica. So I'm hoping by Monday afternoon everybody will get paid. It's an exhaustive list. As you know, it will be huge amounts, you know, and we have to verify those issues. I will end here to allow the Prime Minister, because he has to catch a flight back to Grenada tonight, this afternoon. I know that he was a bit sad to have seen the Makushri playing field, because he did in fact play cricket there a few times. So I would like to invite first my friend Didicus Joel, the Director General, to say a few words, and then we shall invite the Right Honourable Dr. Keith Mitchell to speak to you, the media.